0.08%. Not religious and unknown, 0.2%. Other, 0.29%. Economy. Lots of skyscrapers. Mahan Air, the city's tallest building from 2016 to 2018, stands among the skyscrapers of Suthen Road, one of Bangkok's main financial districts. Bangkok is the economic center of Thailand, and the heart of the country's investment and development. In 2010, the city had an economic output of 3.142 trillion baht, $98 and 34 cents billion, contributing 29.1% of the gross domestic product, GDP. This amounted to a per capita GDP value of 456,911 baht, $14,301, almost 3 times the national average of 160,556 baht, $5,025. The Bangkok metropolitan region had a combined output of 4.773 trillion baht, $149.39 billion, or 44.2% of GDP. 84. Bangkok's economy ranked as the 6th among Asian cities in terms of per capita GDP, after Singapore, Hong Kong, Tokyo, Osaka, Kobe and Seoul, as of 2010. 85. Wholesale and retail trade is the largest sector in the city's economy, contributing 24% of Bangkok's gross provincial product. It is followed by manufacturing, 14.3%, real estate, renting and business activities, 12.4%, transport and communications, 11.6%, and financial intermediation, 11.1%. Bangkok alone accounts for 48.4% of Thailand's service sector, which in turn constitutes 49% of GDP. When the Bangkok metropolitan region is considered, manufacturing is the most significant contributor at 28.2% of the gross regional product, reflecting the density of industry in the Bangkok's neighboring provinces. 86. The automotive industry based around Greater Bangkok is the largest production hub in Southeast Asia. 87. Tourism is also a significant contributor to Bangkok's economy, generating 427.5 billion baht, $13.38 billion, in revenue in 2010. 88. The Stock Exchange of Thailand, SET, is on Ratchadaphi's Road in Inner Bangkok. The SET, together with the Market for Alternative Investment, MI, has 648 listed companies as of the end of 2011, with a combined market capitalization of 8.485 trillion baht, $267.64 billion. 89. Due to the large amount of foreign representation, Thailand has for several years been a mainstay of the Southeast Asian economy and a center of Asian business. The Globalization and World Cities Research Network ranks Bangkok as an Alpha World City, and it is ranked 59th in Z/Yen's Global Financial Centers Index 11.90/91. Bangkok is home to the headquarters of all of Thailand's major commercial banks and financial institutions, as well as the country's largest companies. Many multinational corporations base their regional headquarters in Bangkok due to the lower cost of labor and operations relative to other major Asian business centers. 17 Thai companies are listed on the Forbes 2000, all of which are based in the capital, 92, including PTT, the only Fortune Global 500 company in Thailand. 93. Many low-rise buildings in the foreground, with an elevated rail line and several medium box-sapped buildings beyond, many tall buildings in the background. The Siam area is home to multiple shopping centers catering to both their middle and upper classes and tourists. Income inequality is a major issue in Bangkok, especially between relatively unskilled lower-income immigrants from rural provinces and neighboring countries, and middle-class professionals and business elites. Although absolute poverty rates are low, only 0.64% of Bangkok's registered residents were living under the poverty line in 2010, compared to a national average of 7.75%. Economic disparity is still substantial. 94. The city has a Gini coefficient of 0.48, indicating a high level of inequality. 95. Tourism. A Thai temple complex with several ornate buildings, and a lot of visitors. Wat Phra Khu in the Grand Palace among Bangkok's major tourist attractions. Bangkok is one of the world's top tourist destinations. Of 162 cities worldwide, MasterCard ranked Bangkok as the top destination city by international visitor arrivals in its Global Destination Cities Index 2018, ahead of London, with just over 20 million overnight visitors in 2017. 96. This was a repeat of its 2017 ranking, for 2016. 97. 98. Euromonitor International ranked Bangkok fourth in its top city destinations ranking for 2016. 99. Bangkok was also named world's best city by Travel and Leisure magazine's survey of its readers for 4 consecutive years, from 2010 to 2013. 100. As the main gateway through which visitors arrive in Thailand, Bangkok is visited by the majority of international tourists to the country. Domestic tourism is also prominent. The Department of Tourism recorded 26,861,095 Thai and 11,361,808 foreign visitors to Bangkok in 2010. Lodgings were made by 15,031,244 guests, who occupied 49.9% of the city's 86,687 hotel rooms. 88. Bangkok also topped the list as the world's most popular tourist destinations in 2017 rankings. 101, 102, 103, 104. Bangkok's multifaceted sights, attractions and city life appeal to diverse groups of tourists. Royal palaces and temples as well as several museums constitute its major historical and cultural tourist attractions. Shopping and dining experiences offer a wide range of choices and prices. The city is also famous for its dynamic nightlife. Although Bangkok's sex tourism scene is well known to foreigners, it is usually not openly acknowledged by locals or the government. Khao San Road is lined by budget accommodation, shops and bus catering to tourists. Among Bangkok's well-known sites are the Grand Palace and major Buddhist temples, including Wat Phra Khu, Wat Pho, and Wat Arun. The giant Swing and Irawan Shrine demonstrate Hinduism's deep-rooted influence in Thai culture. Viman Mek Mansion in Dusit Palace is famous as the world's largest teak building, while the Jim Thompson House provides an example of traditional Thai architecture. Other major museums include the Bangkok National Museum and the Royal Barge National Museum. Cruises and boat trips on the Khao Phraya and the canals of Thonburi offer views of some of the city's traditional architecture and ways of life on the waterfront. 105. Shopping venues, many of which are popular with both tourists and locals, range from shopping centers and department stores concentrated in Siam and Ratchaprasong to the sprawling Chatukak weekend market. Tailing Chan Floating Market is among few such markets in Bangkok. Laorat is known for its shops as well as street-side food stalls and restaurants, which Ariel Su found throughout the city. Khao San Road has long been famous as a destination for backpacker tourism, with its budget accommodation, shops and bars attracting visitors from all over the world. Bangkok has a reputation overseas as a major destination in the sex industry. Although prostitution is technically illegal and is rarely openly discussed in Thailand, it commonly takes place among massage parlors, saunas and hourly hotels, serving foreign tourists as well as locals. Bangkok has acquired the nickname Sin City of Asia for its level of sex tourism. 106. Issues often encountered by foreign tourists include scams, overcharging and dual pricing. In a survey of 616 tourists visiting Thailand, 7.79% reported encountering a scam, the most common of which was the gem scam, in which tourists are tricked into buying overpriced jewelry. 107. Among Bangkok's well-known sites, Grand Palace. Grand Palace. The Giant Swing. The Giant Swing. What a room. What a room. Culture. Temporary art display at Siam Discovery during the Bangkok Art Biennale 2018. The culture of Bangkok reflects its position as Thailand's center of wealth and modernization. The city has long been the portal of entry of Western concepts and material goods, which have been adopted and blended with Thai values to various degrees by its residents. This is most evident in the lifestyles of the expanding middle class. Conspicuous consumption serves as a display of economic and social status, and shopping centers are popular weekend hangouts. 108. Ownership of electronics and consumer products such as mobile phones is ubiquitous. This has been accompanied by a degree of secularism, as religion's role in everyday life has rather diminished. Although such trends have spread to other urban centers, and, to a degree, the countryside, Bangkok remains at the forefront of social change. A distinct feature of Bangkok is the ubiquity of street vendors selling goods ranging from food items to clothing and accessories. It has been estimated that the city may have over 100,000 hawkers. While the BMA has authorized the practice in 287 sites, the majority of activity in another 407 sites takes place illegally. Although they take up pavement space and block pedestrian traffic, many of the city's residents depend on these vendors for their meals, and the BMA's efforts to curb their numbers have largely been unsuccessful. 109. In 2015, however, the BMA, with support from the National Council for Peace and Order, Thailand's ruling military junta, began cracking down on street vendors in a bid to reclaim public space. Many famous market neighborhoods were affected, including Klong Tong, Saffron Lake, and the flower market at Pat Klong Talat. Nearly 15,000 vendors were evicted from 39 public areas in 2016. 110. While some applauded the efforts to focus on pedestrian rights, others have expressed concern that gentrification would lead to the loss of the city's character and adverse changes to people's way of life. 111. 112. Festivals and events. An elaborate double archway above a road, with pictures of King Bhumibol Adulyadej, trees decorated with lights. Ratchadamin Avenue is annually decorated with lights and displays in celebration of King Bhumibol's birthday. The residents of Bangkok celebrate many of Thailand's annual festivals. During Songkran on 13–15 of April, traditional rituals as well as water fights take place throughout the city. Noi Kra Thong, usually in November, is accompanied by the Golden Mount Fair. New Year celebrations take place at many venues, the most prominent being the plaza in front of Central World. Observances related to the royal family are held primarily in Bangkok. Wreaths are laid at King Chulalongkorn's equestrian statue in the Royal Plaza on the 23rd of October, which is King Chulalongkorn Memorial Day. The present King's and Queen's birthdays, respectively on 5 December and the 12th of August, are marked as Thailand's National Father's Day and National Mother's Day. These national holidays are celebrated by royal audiences on the day's eve. in which the king or queen gives a speech, and public gatherings on the day of the observance. The king's birthday is also marked by the Royal Guards Parade. San Armluang is the site of the Thai Kite, Sport and Music Festival, usually held in March, and the Royal Ploughing Ceremony which takes place in May. The Red Cross Fair at the beginning of April is held at Suvarnabhumi and the Royal Plaza, and features numerous booths offering goods, games and exhibits. The Chinese New Year, January-February, and Vegetarian Festival, September-October, are celebrated widely by the Chinese community, especially in Laurat. 113. Bangkok was designated as the World Book Capital for the year 2013 by UNESCO. 114. Bangkok's first Thai International Gay Pride Festival took place on the 31st of October, 1999. 115. Pride parades have also been held in Bangkok, with the first official parade held in 2022 under the name Bangkok Naru Emit Pride Parade. Pride parades re-announced to be a part of Bangkok's 12 monthly festivals in 2022. 116. Media. Bangkok is the center of Thailand's media industry. All national newspapers, broadcast media and major publishers are based in the capital. Its 21 national newspapers had a combined daily circulation of about 2 million in 2002. These include the mass-oriented Thai Rath, Khosod and Daily News, the first of which currently prints 1 million copies per day, 117, as well as less sensational Matichon and Krungthap Thurakij. The Bangkok Post and The Nation are the two national English-language dailies. Foreign publications including the Asian Wall Street Journal, Financial Times, The Straits Times and the Yomiuri Shimbun also have operations in Bangkok. 118. The large majority of Thailand's more than 200 magazines are published in the capital, and include news magazines as well as lifestyle, entertainment, gossip and fashion-related publications. Bangkok is also the hub of Thailand's broadcast television. All 6 national terrestrial channels, channels 3, 5 and 7 Modern, NBT and Thai PBS, have headquarters and main studios in the capital. Grammy is Thailand's largest mass media conglomerate, is also headquartered in Bangkok as well. With the exception of local news segments broadcast by the NBT, all programming is done in Bangkok and repeated throughout the provinces. However, this centralized model is weakening with the rise of cable television, which has many local providers. There are numerous cable and satellite channels based in Bangkok. True Visions is the major subscription television provider in Bangkok and Thailand, and it also carries international programming. Bangkok was home to 40 of Thailand's 311 FM radio stations and 38 of its 212 AM stations in 2002. 118. Broadcast media reform stipulated by the 1997 Constitution has been progressing slowly, although many community radio stations have emerged in the city. Likewise, Bangkok has dominated the Thai film industry since its inception. Although film settings normally feature locations throughout the country, the city is home to all major film studios in Thailand such as GDH 559. Grammy's film production subsidiary, Sahaman Film International and 5 Star Production. Bangkok has dozens of cinemas and multiplexes, and the city hosts 2 major film festivals annually, the Bangkok International Film Festival and the World Film Festival of Bangkok. Art. A modern-looking building with a smooth curved exterior on the corner of a road junction with several paintings on the wall. The Bangkok Art and Culture Center, the city's major public contemporary art venue, was opened in 2008 after many delays. Traditional Thai art, long developed within religious and royal contexts, continues to be sponsored by various government agencies in Bangkok, including the Department of Fine Arts Office of Traditional Arts. The Support Foundation in Chitral Ada Palace sponsors traditional